in this one we are discussing the things that is relating to section 11b, that is what, that is the power to issue direction and levy penalty. So hereby we are discussing that what will be the power to issue direction and levy penalty and all such things. तो बेसिकली इसमें क्या बात की है, जो सेबी है वो क्या करेगा, इश्यू करेगा डायरेक्शन इफ आफ्टर मेकिंग इंक्वायरी, अगर इंक्वायरी करने के बाद इफ इट इज सेटिस्फाई, अगर उसे लगता है वो सेटिस्फाई हो जाता है that it is necessary in the interest of investors के interest of investor और orderly development of securities market, if it is satisfy, उसे लगता है that it is necessary है in the interest of investors के interest को consider करते हुए an orderly development of securities market to prevent affairs of any intermediaries or person under section 12 from being conducted in manner detrimental to the interest of investors or securities market, or to secure the proper management of any such intermediary or person. Direction may be issued to person, directions जो है वो दिए जा सकते हैं under section 12 के according, और intermediaries और person associated with security market IPASM और company in respect of matter under section 11A. उसके बाद फर्दर हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं दैट इज सेबी में लेवी पेनल्टी. सेबी जो है वो पेनल्टी लगाएगा रीजंस रिकॉर्डेड अंडर सेक्शन 15A to 15H including 15EA, 15EB, 15HA, 15HAA, 15HB and all such things. Further डिस्कस किया जाता है that what will be the power to issue, कैसे डायरेक्शन इशू किया जाएगा, includes the power to order disgorgement of amount of wrongful gains and loss averted. Then further discussion है relating to the section 11C, that is the power of SEBI to order investigation. What will be the power of SEBI to order investigation, क्या बात करता है, ground SEBI में appoint a person to investigate the affairs of IPASM. सेबी जो है वो अपॉइंट कर सकता है किसी पर्सन को ताकि वो इन्वेस्टिगेट कर पाए व्हाट विल बी द अफेयर्स के होंगे ऑफ आईपीएएसएम इफ सेबी हैज आरजीटीबी दैट transaction in securities are being dealt with in a manner detrimental to investors security market, and IPASM has violated the provision of act and regulations and rules and all such things. उसके बाद what will be the duties of officers of IPASM. duties क्या होगी of officers of IPASM will be ड्यूटी ऑफ एवरी, व्हाट विल बी द ड्यूटी क्या होगी मैनेजर की, एमडी की, ऑफिसर एंड एम्प्लॉय की, टू प्रिजर्व एंड प्रोड्यूस टू इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग अथॉरिटी आईए बुक्स, रजिस्टर्स, डॉक्यूमेंट्स, रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ कंपनी और आईपीएएसएम. तो व्हाट विल बी द ड्यूटीज ऑफ ऑफिसर ऑफ आईपीएएसएम की ड्यूटीज क्या होगी, व्हाट विल बी द ड्यूटी ऑफ एवरी मैनेजर की, एमडी की, ऑफिसर एंड एम्प्लॉय की, कि वो प्रिजर्व करें एंड प्रोड्यूस करें टू इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग अथॉरिटी को बुक्स, रजिस्टर्स, डॉक्यूमेंट्स, रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ कंपनी और आईपीएएसएम. what will be the period of custody, period of custody क्या होगा 6 month में call for it if needed again. तो what will be the period of custody क्या होगा 6 month में call for it if needed again. एग्जामिनेशन क्या होगा on auth, आईए में एग्जामिन कर सकता है on auth following personnel of IPASM, manager, managing director, officer, employee and all such things. For this purpose IA may require the person to appear before it personally. What will be the notes of examination to be taken down in writing, read over to and signed by person examined and may thereafter be used as evidence against him. On failure with effect of course of any person to provide books, records, other information to IA, appear before IA personally or answer any questions, sign any notes of examination, jail up to 1 year and fine up to rupees 1 crore plus 5 lakhs per day. उसके बाद what will be the search and seizure. Search and seizure क्या होगा, while in the course of investigation IA has IGTB books, register etc of IPASM shall damns, destroy, alter, mutilated, falsified, secretariat. तो हम क्या बोलते हैं, while in the course of investigation IA has IGTB books registered etc of IPASM shall this destroy हो सकता है, alter हो सकता है, multifated हो सकता है, falsified and secretariat. IA may make application to magistrate judge of designated court Mumbai. उसके बाद for order of seizure of such records, after considering the application judge may authorize the IA to enter search and seizure. After considering all the applications, जज में ऑथराइज कर सकता है द आईए टू एंटर सर्च एंड सीज. आईए में सीक असिस्टेंस ऑफ पुलिस और ऑफिसर्स ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट फॉर सच सीजर and such seizure shall not be authorized for listed company. ये जो seizure होगा that the same shall not be authorized नहीं होगा for listed company or public company intending to get securities listed unless such company indulges in insider trading or market manipulation. Custody of impounded or seized document till conclusion of investigation. Section 11D, that is the seize and desist proceedings. Section 11D बात करता है about the seize and desist proceedings के बारे में. If अगर SEBI find after inquiry that a person has violated and likely to violate provision of act, rules and regulation. If SEBI, अगर SEBI को लगता है section 11D किस बारे में बात करता है, that is अगर if SEBI finds that after inquiry that a person has violated, कि किसी भी पर्सन ने जो है वो वॉयलेट किया है, लाइकली टू वॉयलेट करने वाला है कोई भी प्रोविजन, एक्ट, रूल्स, रेगुलेशन, इट में पास एन ऑर्डर पास कर सकता है रिक्वायरिंग सच पर्सन टू सीज एंड असिस्ट फ्रॉम कमिटिंग सच वायलेशन. Such order shall not be passed for listed company or public company intending to get securities listed unless insider trading or fraud involved. Section 12 बात करता है that is the registration certificate, that is the COR के बारे में. सेक्शन 12 किस बारे में बात करेगा? सेक्शन 12 जो है वो बेसिकली टॉक्स अबाउट द रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट COR. तो स्टॉक ब्रोकर, सब ब्रोकर, शेयर ट्रांसफर एजेंट, ट्रस्टी ऑफ ट्रस्ट डीड, banker to an issue, merchant banker, underwriter, portfolio manager, investment advisor, other intermediaries who may be associated with securities market shall buy कर सकता है, सेल कर सकता है, डील कर सकता है सिक्योरिटीज में as per the terms and condition mentioned in the COR obtained from the board. Depository, participant, custodian, depository, foreign institutional investors, credit CRA, that is the credit rating agency, and other intermediaries who may be associated with the securities market shall buy, sell, or deal with the securities as per the terms and conditions mentioned in a COR obtained from the board. जो भी COR obtained हुआ होगा from board से. Registration certificate. नो पर्सन शैल स्पॉन्सर और कैरी एंड एक्टिविटीज ऑफ. कोई भी पर्सन जो है वो स्पॉन्सर नहीं करेगा और कोई एक्टिविटी को कैरी नहीं करेगा ऑफ वेंचर कैपिटल फंड, CIS इंक्लूडिंग म्यूचुअल फंड, ऑल्टरनेट इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड और बिजनेस ट्रस्ट एज डिफाइंड अंडर सेक्शन 213A of Income Tax Act 1961 unless obtain COR. Application for COR as prescribed. Suspend or cancel COR as per the regulation after reasonable opportunity of being hurt. उसके बाद सेक्शन 12A जो है दैट फर्दर डिस्कस अबाउट व्हाट विल बी द प्रोहिबिशन. क्या होगा? व्हाट विल बी द प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ मैनिपुलेटिव एंड डिसेप्टिव डिवाइसेस, इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग एंड सब्सटेंशियल एक्विजिशन ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज और कंट्रोल. नो पर्सन शैल डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली डू द फॉलोइंग इन कॉन्ट्रावेंशन ऑफ दिस एक्ट, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस. कोई भी पर्सन जो है वो डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली ये सारी चीजें नहीं करेगा इन कॉन्ट्रावेंशन ऑफ दिस एक्ट, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन. Use any manipulative, deceptive device in connection with issue, purchase, or sale of listed securities. Employ any device to defraud in connection with issue or dealing in listed securities. Engage in any active practice, course of business which operates or would operate as fraud or deceit upon any person in connection with the issue, dealing in listed security, engaged in insider trading, deal in security while in possession of material or non-public information or communicate such material and non-public information to any other person, acquire control of any company or securities greater than percentage of equity share capital of a listed securities in contravention. Here listed security का मतलब क्या होता है? Security जो कि listed हो, propose हो to be listed on a recognized stock exchange. Section 13 बात करता है that is about the grants by the central government. What will be the grants by the central government? क्या होगा? Central government में after due appropriation made by parliament grant such sum to board as it may think fit. Section 14 basically talks about the fund. A fund called Sebi General Fund shall be constituted. Amount to be credited to Sebi General Fund. All grant fee, charges received, sums received from other sources, utilization of sums in the fund, salaries, remuneration of officers, employees, members, expenses in discharge of function under Section 11, and expense toward purpose and object of this Act. Then Section 15 बात करते हैं that accounts and audit. What is basically this accounts and audit and all such things? Board to prepare annual financial statement. Board क्या करेगा, वो prepare करेगा annual financial statement manner as prescribed by central government plus CAG जो भी है. Audit controller auditor general and expense borne by board. Certified accounts में क्या आएगा, audit report forwarded annually to central government लिए before both HOP. Then what will be the summary of penalties from 15A to 15HB? Summary क्या होगी of penalty from 15A to 15HB, that is section kind of failure and penalty. तो 15A basically बात करता है about the accounts के बारे में. Fails to furnish any document written and report to the board or furnishes or files false, incorrect and incomplete information, written report, books or other documents. Fails to file any written or furnish any information, books, other documents within time specified, or who furnishes or files false, incorrect, or incomplete information, written report, books, or other documents. Fails to maintain books of accounts or records. And if it is fails to maintain, अगर वो fail हो जाता है maintain करना books of accounts, records and all such things. तो section 15A जो है that वो बात करता है about the accounts के बारे में. अगर वो फेल हो जाता है फर्निश करना किसी डॉक्यूमेंट को, रिटर्न और रिपोर्ट को टू द बोर्ड और फर्निशेस और फाइल्स फॉल्स, incorrect, incomplete information, written report, books or other document. Fail to file any written or furnish any information, books or other documents within time specified. Who furnishes or files false, incorrect or incomplete information, written report, books or other documents. Fails to maintain books of accounts or records. Section 15B बात करता है if any person regarding under section 12 is required by the act to enter into an agreement with his client fails to enter into such agreement. 15C बात करता है अगर कोई भी listed company या फिर person जो कि registered है under section 12 के अंदर registered है after having been called upon by the board to redress करे वो जितने भी grievances है investors के fails, अगर वो fail हो जाता है to redress करना such grievances within the time specified by बोर्ड. तो इन सबके जो है कॉमन पेनल्टी चल रही है 1 लाख प्लस 1 लाख पर डे, ₹1 लाख प्लस 1 लाख पर डे अप टू ₹1 करोड़. 15D बात करता है अगर कोई भी पर्सन हु इज रिक्वायर्ड अंडर सेक्शन 15 अंडर सेक्शन 12, हम क्या बोलते हैं दैट इज अंडर सेक्शन 12. हम क्या बोल रहे हैं 15 days what basically that is if any person who is required under section 12A, अगर कोई भी person जो है जिसे क्या है under section 12 to obtain करे COR for sponsoring or carrying on any CIS including the mutual fund sponsors or carries on such activity without obtaining such COR, registered as a CIS under section 12 but fails to comply with the terms and condition of COR or to make an application for listing for its scheme as provided for in regulation governing such listing, dispatch unit certificate of any scheme as per regulation, refund the application monies paid by the investor within the period specified in the regulation, and invest money collected by such CIS as per the regulation. तो 15D क्या बोलता है if any person who is required under section 12 कि वो obtain करे COR for sponsoring or carrying on any CIS including the mutual fund sponsors or carries on such activity without obtaining such COR, register who as a CIS under section 12 but fails to comply with the terms and condition of COR to make an application for listing for its scheme as provided for in the regulation governing such listing, dispatch unit certificate of any scheme as per the regulation, refund करे the application money is paid by the investors within the period specified in the regulation and invest money collected by such CIS as per the regulation. उसके बाद हम बात करते हैं if any AMC of a mutual fund registered under this act फेल हो जाता है to comply with any regulation providing for restriction on activity of AMC. 15E ये बात करता है अगर कोई भी पर्सन जो है वो फेल हो जाता है कंप्लाई करना विद द रेगुलेशन इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ ऑल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड्स के रिस्पेक्ट में, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट के रिस्पेक्ट में, रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट, और फेल्स टू कंप्लाई विद द डायरेक्शन इशू बाय द बोर्ड, ₹1 लाख प्लस 1 लाख per day up to higher of ₹1 crore or 3 times of the amount of gain made out of such failure. 15 ये भी अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर या रिसर्च एनालिस्ट ये फेल हो जाता है कंप्लाई करना विद दी with the regulation or direction issued by the board, rupees 1 lakh plus 1 lakh per day up to rupees 1 crore. फिर 15F बात करता है इफ एनी पर्सन अगर कोई भी पर्सन जो है who is registered as per the stock broker under this act fails to issue contract notes in the form and a manner specified by the stock exchange of which such broker is a member 1 lakh up to rupees 1 crore, fails to deliver any security or fails to make payment of the amount due to the investor as per the regulation 1 lakh plus 1 lakh per day up to rupees 1 crore. Charges an amount of brokerage which is in excess of brokerage specified in the regulation 1 lakh up to 5 times the amount of brokerage charge in excess of specified brokerage. 15G क्या होता है? If any insider who either on his own behalf or on the behalf of any other person deal करता है in security of BC listed on any stock exchange on the basis of any unpublished price sensitive information or communicate kara or any unpublished price sensitive information to any person with or with respect his request for such information except as required in the ordinary course of business under any law or counsels or procedures for any other person to deal in any security of any BC on the basis of unpublished price sensitive information. तो उसकी पेनल्टी कितनी है? ₹10 लाख अप टू हायर ऑफ 25 लाख करोड़ और 3 times द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट मेड. उसके बाद आता है 15H. अगर कोई पर्सन हु इज रिक्वायर्ड अंडर दिस एक्ट रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन अगर वो फेल हो जाता है डिस्क्लोज करना द एग्रीगेट ऑफ हिज शेयर होल्डिंग इन द बीसी बिफोर ही एक्वायर एनी शेयर्स ऑफ दैट बीसी और मेक अ पब्लिक अनाउंसमेंट टू एक्वायर द शेयर्स एट द मिनट प्राइस or make a public offer by sending letter of offer to shareholders of concerned company or make payment of consideration to the shareholders who sold their shares pursuant to letter of offer. Rupees 10 lakh uh, up to higher of 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit made. 15H से बोलता है अगर कोई भी पर्सन इंडल्ज हो इन फ्रॉडुलेंट एंड अनफेयर ट्रेड प्रैक्टिसेस में जो कि रिलेटिंग हो सिक्योरिटीज में तो 5 लाख अप टू हायर ऑफ 25 करोड़ और 3 times the amount of profit made. फिर उसके बाद आता है 15H AA. अगर कोई भी पर्सन नोइंगली डेम्स any information recorded document including the e-records required to be maintained as per the act so as to impede, obstruct, or influence the inquiry, inspection, investigation, audit, and proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of board, with effect being this to do so, access tries to access, denies, modify access parameters to regulatory data in the database, with effect being authorized to do so, downloads, extracts, copies, reproduces regulatory data maintained in the system database, knowingly introduces any computer virus or other containment into the system database and brings out a reading halt without authority disrupts the functioning of system database, knowingly damage, destroy, delete, alter, diminishes in value utility the regulatory data in the system database and knowingly provide any assistance to or cause any other person to do so of the act is specified in clause A to F. Rupees 1 lakh plus rupees 1 lakh that is not up to higher rupees 10 crore or 3 times the amount of profit made. तो पेनल्टी कितनी है? 1 lakh और up to 10 करोड़ तक और या फिर 3 times ऑफ द प्रॉफिट जितना प्रॉफिट हुआ है उसका 3 times. 15HB तो अलग अलग पेनल्टी वगैरह सारी दी रखी है हमें अगर वायलेट किया जाए तो. पर्सन फेल्स टू कंप्लाई विद एनी प्रोविजन ऑफ दिस एक्ट. अगर कोई भी पर्सन जो है वो फेल हो जाता है कंप्लायंस करना, हम क्या बोलते हैं अगर कोई पर्सन पर्टिकुलरली 15HB अगर पर्सन फेल हो जाता है कंप्लाई करना किसी भी प्रोविजन ऑफ दिस एक्ट रूल्स regulation direction issued by the board for which no separate penalty has been provided तो rupees 1 lakh and up to rupees 1 crore. उसके बाद 15 section 15I power to adjudicate. What will be the power to adjudicate क्या है? For adjudicating a person under section 15A to 15HB excluding 15HAA, board shall appoint करेगा person for inquiry greater that is greater than equal to division chief adjudicating officer. AO shall have the power to summon attendance, produce documents, satisfy about non-compliance, impose penalty. Board may enhance penalty if board consider that order passed by AO is erroneous To the extent if it is not in interest of securities market, it may after inquiry pass an order enhancing quantum of penalty, provided a reasonable this is given. Provided further that no order enhancing penalty can be passed after after expiry of the 3 month from date of order passed by AO or disposal of appeal under section 15T, whichever is earlier. Then 15J that talks about what will be the factors to be considered while deciding quantum of penalty. कौन से factors को consider करेंगे हम while deciding the quantum of penalty के लिए? तो amount of disproportionate gain, unfair advantage as a result of default. सबसे पहले हम कौन से factors को consider करेंगे जब हम decide करेंगे that what will be the quantum of penalty क्या होगी? तो क्या है amount of disproportionate gain and unfair advantage क्या है as a result of default, amount of loss cost to investors as a result of default, and repetitive nature of default. Section 15JA, all penalties to be credited to the consolidated funds of India. जितनी भी penalties है वो credit की जाएगी to the consolidated fund of India. 15JB, that is the settlement of administrative and civil proceedings. Person against whom proceeding initiated may be initiated under section 11, 11B, 11D, 12, 3, 15I and may file application to board proposing the settlement. Board may agree for settlement after considering the nature, gravity and impact of defaults, agree for settlement on a payment of such sum as per the regulation. No appeal under section 15T against order in this section. Settlement amount less discharge amount less legal cost to be credited to the consolidated funds of India. Then Security Appellate Tribunal, Section 15, establishment, central government to establish the SAT, Section 15L, that is the composition, presiding officer PO, judicial member at least one, and technical matter TM at least one. Set at Mumbai and other places to be notified, PO may transfer GM and TM from one bench to another. Then आता है हमारा 15M, that is the qualification. तो what basically this qualification and all such thing, presiding officer, जज जो होगा सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, और सीजे जो होगा हाई कोर्ट का, या फिर जज ऑफ हाई कोर्ट जो कि ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 7 years है, जुडिशियल मेंबर जज ऑफ हाई कोर्ट ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 5 years, अपॉइंटेड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इन कंसल्टेशन विद द CGI. Technical member, secretary or additional secretary of ministry, central government department or equivalent position, person of proven IAS, having knowledge, professional experience greater than equal to 15 years in finance sector, security market, insurance, PF, etc., appointed by the search cum selection committee. Composition, chairperson PO of SAT, 3 members secretary, department of economic affairs, convener, financial services, legal affairs. Section 15 and tenure PO, JM, TM, 5 years. Eligible hoga for reappointment, maximum 5 years. No office after he has obtained the age of 70 years. Section 15 MC, validity of appointment. No appointment of members of SAT invalid due to vacancy, defect in constitution of the committee. Person disqualified from becoming a member of SAT, member or part-time, Sebi or IRDA or PFRDA. Person at senior management level equivalent to executive directors of board. Disqualified during such service plus 2 years from the date on which ceases to hold. Section 150, that is salary as may be prescribed. Then section 15B, vacancy in the office of members. वो किसके बारे में बात किया जाता है? That is vacancy for reason other than the temporary absence. In case of permanent vacancy, files by central government. Proceeding may be continued from the stage where vacancy filed, not from start. उसके बाद in case of vacancy in the office of presiding officer only due to the death, resignation or otherwise, senior most judicial member to act as PO until the PO appointed as per this act. उसके बाद आएगा सेक्शन 15P, वैकेंसी इन द ऑफिस ऑफ मेंबर. सेक्शन 15P, वैकेंसी इन द ऑफिस ऑफ मेंबर किस बारे में बात करता है? वैकेंसी फॉर रीजन अदर देन टेम्परेरी एब्सेंस. अगर वैकेंसी है फॉर एनी रीजन अदर देन द टेम्परेरी एब्सेंस इन केस ऑफ परमानेंट वैकेंसी फाइल्ड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, proceeding may be continued from the stage where vacancy filed, not from start. In case of vacancy in the office presiding officer only due to the death, resignation and otherwise, senior most judicial member to act as PO until new PO appointed as per this act. Then comes that is section 15Q, resignation and removal. What will be the resignation and removal क्या होगा? PO any other member notice in writing resign from office addressed to central government unless permitted by central government to relinquish sooner hold office until 3 months from the date of receipt of notice duly appointed successor enters office expiry of his term of office earliest will be the what will be the removal central government may after order by judge of Supreme Court remove a member if he was insolvent physically, mentally incapable of acting as a member, convicted of offence involving the empty, abused position to render continuation detrimental to the public interest, then acquired financial interest prejudicially affects the function. Then what will be the section 15QA to 15S? Section 15QA appoint qualification etc. of member to be governed by section 184 of Finance Act 2017. 15 are order constituting SAT to be the final and not to invalidate its proceedings. 15S staff central government to provide employee to discharge duty under general provision of PO. Section 15T appeals of appeal to SAT. Any person aggrieved by order of board, AO, IRD, PFRA, 45 days plus extension, SAT 6 months, question of law 60 plus 60, this section 15Z and SC. On receipt of such application, SAT shall after reasonable OOBH confirm, modify, set aside the order. Copy of order to all parties involved, dealt with as expeditiously as possible, endeavor to dispose within 6 months. Section 15Q to 15J, section and the provision 50U, that is what will be the procedures and power of SAT, not bound by double CP, guided by this, power vested by civil court, pass a road, difference of opinion, refer case to PO who may hear himself or refer then decide by majority. 15V will be the right to legal representation of appellant. 15W will be Limitation Act 1963 shall be applicable to appeal made to SAT. 15X will be the PO member officers employee of SAT to the public servant section 21 to of IPC. 15Y will be the civil court to have no jurisdiction. 15Z will be appealed to Supreme Court against order of SAT to SC only if question of law within 60 days plus 60 days. Then comes the section 16 that is power of central government to issue direction. तो इसको हम नेक्स्ट में कवर करेंगे.